Hello everybody and welcome to another week of Makers Monday. I am Anastasia Radloff, aka Stampin' Blondie, and I'm really excited to be back with you today for another week of live step-by-step crafting. Now, I hope you all had an amazing weekend, and if you were able to watch the eclipse today, let me know where you were able to join and watch it from. I want to know just how much of it everybody got to see. So here in Arizona, we got to see about 75% of the eclipse. It was so cool. I didn't have eclipse glasses. But I remember growing up when I was in elementary school, we made an eclipse viewer out of a cracker box. And so I was able to finagle a eclipse viewer out of a box and still be able to see it. So it was really cool to be able to see the eclipse, and it actually got really chilly here in Tucson, and it was just such a cool thing. So if you were able to watch the eclipse today, let me know where you watched from. It was really such a cool thing to see. We have Connecticut. Carol's in Connecticut. I bet she got to see quite a bit of it. Dawn is in Pennsylvania. I bet she got to see quite a bit of it as well. So let me know how much you guys got to see today. So hello, Veronica. Hi, Carol. Hi, Dawn. I hope you guys had an amazing weekend as well. We are less than, almost a little over 60 days before moving away from Tucson. So this coming weekend, we have a meeting with our realtor and just getting our house ready to sell. And it's going to be very, very sad. I will tell you, we have lived in Tucson for 7.5 years. My husband is active duty military, and so we will be moving to Rhode Island. We're leaving Tucson on June 30th is the plan right now. So very sad all around. I will definitely miss my friends here, but I'm excited to be in a new location, new view, and to be able to see the ocean again. I miss the water so much. All right. Well, I am live here over on Facebook and also on YouTube. So if you're watching, make sure to comment, say hi, let me know where you are joining me from each week. Hello, Cindy. I'm glad you get to watch live today. Hopefully you got a little break from work and you can watch along live as well. All right, today I have 3 projects featuring the Carnival Treats stamp set. You may not have noticed this one in the annual catalog because it is it's in the mini catalog, all the way at the back of the catalog. So I'll show you where that is in just a minute. Yes, Cindy, and Veronica, I'm gonna miss you guys so much. But the best thing is we have the power of the internet, and I'll still be coming live to you each Monday, just in a new location. I will still be a demonstrator even after I move. So I have been a demonstrator this November. It'll be 14 years. And that has survived 2 overseas moves and the Arizona move as well. So I will definitely still continue to be a demonstrator, still have classes, still do Makers Monday and everything even after I move. It'll just be more virtual than in person at that time. All right. So I have a couple of quick things to go over before we jump into our projects. Let's go ahead and swap the camera and we'll get right into those. The first thing that I want to share is I have announced my 5th annual In Color Club. If you aren't familiar with what In Color Club is, every year Stampin' Up! Introduces 5 new in colors. And so this coming May, when the new annual catalog goes live, we'll have Petunia Pop, Pretty in Pink, which is a returning color, Peach Pie, Shy Shamrock, and Summer Splash. So what In Color Club is that over 5 months, you will receive all the new In Color products for each of these 5 colors. So 1 month, you'll receive all the In Color products for Petunia Pop, the next one for Pretty in Pink, and the next one for Peach Pie. Oh, Barb, she says it doesn't seem to be on YouTube. Let me refresh here. If not, I'll upload it on YouTube as well. So I'll just upload it on YouTube. But thank you for letting me know. I didn't know that it wasn't live on YouTube. So after the 5 months, you have every single brand new In Color product for all 5 new in colors. The best part of this is that if you like to budget your purchases out, this is great for you because each month you'll get a little bit of each of the different color products, and then at the end of the 5 months you have every single thing. So this is my 5th year for doing this, so 5 years, 5 colors, 1 brand new collection. You'll receive everything from cardstock to ink pads, refills, markers, Stampin' Write markers, twines, embellishments, the whole shebang. So you'll receive every single brand new in color product. So if you want more details, the deadline to register for this is at the end of April. You don't have to pay anything right now. You can just reserve your In Color Club packet, and then at the beginning of May, I will be in contact for payment then. So you don't have to pay for anything right now. I will post the link to this to learn more about In Color Club. It's very fun. It's something I offer every year. And I always have people that say after I close registration that they missed out. And unfortunately, I don't open it up after registration is closed. So April 26th, I think, is the deadline to register for In Color Club. More details are on my website, stampandblondie.com, about everything you receive each month, how much it costs, and what you get for the kits. All right, next up, let me pull all of this over here so I have it. Today is the deadline to register for April's Club Craft and Create. So this is featuring the brand new Hooray for Honeycomb kit. We're going to be making alternate projects for this kit. This kit was debuted last week, and it is really fun because it has these kind of fun honeycomb pop-ups. Now, if you're saying, you know, I could never make a card like this and send it, you're right. You couldn't send a card like this. But the best part about these is that they fold in half, so you can always lay it flat closed, mail it, and then the person that receives it just opens it up and it sticks right to the other side. So we will be making 4 cards with this brand new kit, so alternate projects. Really fun to be able to create some alternate projects for these kits. You'll also receive embellishments that are not in the kit, as well as all of the supplies. Most of it is cardstock just to make the card bases. But the deadline to register for April Club Craft and Create is today. There's a link in the description of this video that talks all about Club Craft and Create. If you're here in Tucson, I do have 2 spots available in my in-person class. So you can always sign up for in-person class, but it is also offered virtually as well. So no matter where you live, you can register for that. Next up, I'm going to be getting new copies of the annual catalog. This is the 2024-2025 annual catalog, ready to go. If you are not working with the current demonstrator and you haven't attended a class of mine or placed an order with me in the last 6 months, and you'd like a copy of your own catalog, there is a link in the description of this video that you can click and register for your catalog. It's completely free. Now, the catalogs are not spiral bound. I always get mine spiral bound each year. It's just a lot easier when I do my videos to have the catalog laid flat. So that is not something that comes with it. It's an extra option that I buy for my catalog. But the catalog's free for myself. Like I said, link in the description of this video. I can't show you the inside of the catalog just yet because it doesn't debut until May 1st or 2nd, somewhere around there. So I can't show you the inside just yet, but I can tell you there are a lot of fun things coming, and I'm really, really excited about that catalog. It's laid out a little bit different. It's going to take a little bit of getting used to where things are, but I'm sure as soon as I get used to it, next year's catalog will come out, and then I'll have to learn it all over again. So that is the brand new catalog if you haven't placed an order. If you have placed an order and you've attended a class with me, you're already on my list, so no need to fill out that form. You're already on there. You don't have to do anything. But if you haven't, you can fill that out, and I will add you to my list when I mail them out. Oh, Candy, I'm glad to hear that you loved getting your In Color kit last year. I saw you already signed up for this year, so you are all ready to go. Okay, The last thing we have is Prize Patrol. So we didn't have a Maker's Monday last week. My husband's car was in the shop and I was on his work schedule. So I had to hang out in his office until about 6 o'clock last Monday. But 2 weeks ago, our Prize Patrol was a full package of the 12 by 12 Just Kiddin' Around designer series paper. This is from our mini catalog. And the winner of that is Anne Getfert. I think I pronounced your last name right. If not, I apologize. But Anne, thank you for sharing my video. You are this week's Prize Patrol winner. Or last week's Prize Patrol winner. Now, all you have to do to enter into this week's Prize Patrol is share the video and comment that you shared. Sometimes your Facebook security settings don't allow me to always know that you have shared, so make sure that you post share as well. And our Prize Patrol for this week is the Biggest Wish stamp set. I love this stamp set. I love the mixture of fonts, how you can kind of combine different sentiments to create different like word scrambles, like happy birthday, but then you have happy and birthday this way, or you could have happy in that font, birthday in this font. So you have these two different fonts to kind of mix and match, or you can coordinate with them together. This is a photopolymer stamp set, completely see-through and clear, so you can see exactly where you're stamping. But the Biggest Wish stamp set is our Prize Patrol for this week. And all you have to do is comment, share the video, and then you're entered into Prize Patrol. Easy peasy. All right. This week, we are making projects featuring the Carnival Treats stamp set. Like I mentioned earlier, you may not have noticed this in the mini catalog, and that's because it is all the way in the back of the catalog. It is actually a Stampin' Rewards host benefit stamp set. Now, you may be saying, well, I don't host an event. I could never get this. Now, you could get this stamp set with a qualifying Stampin' Up! Order as well. So the Carnival Treats stamp set, this is a cling mount stamp, meaning it's your traditional red rubber. Now, as you can see, there's no sentiments that go along with this stamp set. So I'm going to pull in other stamp sets that have some really great sentiments that go along with these Carnival Treats images. Now, yesterday on the website, I shared this project. Now, this has the cotton candy stamp, and this is the it's the hot air balloon designer series paper. And this stamp set here I pulled from the Super Cool stamp set. And I'm actually going to use this one on another one of our projects here today. So you can see how stamp sets that don't have any images or sentiments to go along with them, you can really pair with a lot of our other Stampin' Up! Stamps to kind of mix and match your projects all together. So this one I shared on my website yesterday, but the three projects that we're going to work on today, we've got, have any of you heard of the restaurant called Hot Dog on a Stick? It's such a weird restaurant. It's usually found in a mall. I think I've seen them maybe in like California. They're just really funky, and they always have like blue, red, and yellow. Those are their three colors, and their whole restaurant is designed off of those three colors. So of course I saw this hot dog stamp and I wanted to recreate a hot dog on a stick kind of themed card. So here is our card. Now it's kind of hard to see, but there's some vellum on here as well. So it's not just so plain behind that hot dog, but we're going to be doing some layering here, and I'll show you how to do this as well. But very fun with its blue, yellow, and red color scheme there. Now, who doesn't love donuts? I mean, every Sunday, my husband and I like to go grab donuts and coffee at the gas station, and it's just our kind of Sunday little ritual that we have for breakfast. But here is my donut card. This features Bubble Bath and Coastal Cabana. So we've got a really fun color scheme for these projects here. Now, my last project, I mentioned in my post yesterday that I have 2 cards and a 3D project. So I was looking at this and I'm like, okay, what can I pull for a 3D project that would work really well with this stamp set? And one of my absolute favorite foods is popcorn. So this is a really fun project that you can make. All I did was wrap, well, it's upside down, but I wrapped a thing of popcorn, and this would be really good for maybe like to gift a friend. You could gift this to maybe a new neighbor that just moved in, something kind of fun, really easy. I mean, most of us probably have microwavable popcorn in our cabinet, but this is just a little belly band that I use for some popcorn, and I'm gonna show you how to make that as well. Super simple, and you could even pair this with a movie theater gift certificate, and this would be a really great project as well, just to gift to somebody. All right, so let's go ahead and jump into our projects here today. So our first card, we're gonna do this donut card here with our Coastal Cabana and our bubble bath ink. Yeah. Now don't forget, oh, sorry, my dog Honey is in here and she doesn't like my other dog Leia very much, so they kind of get in a little tiff sometimes, but she needs to learn how to be nice. And Leia is starting to go blind. She's almost 16 years old, so she has no sense of personal space, so she kind of gets in Honey's face, and Honey doesn't like that very much. But all right, so don't forget, I offer these projects as a weekly class to go. So you can place an order on my website, and $35, you get all of the class kit supplies. They look like this, plus the microwavable popcorn one. It doesn't fit in an envelope, that's why I don't have it in one. And then if you place an order of $50 or more, the embellishment of the week that I'm gonna be featuring are the glossy dots. Now these are carrying over to the next annual catalog, so I'm really excited about that. They come in Gorgeous Grape, Melon Mambo, Daffodil Delight, and Pool Party. But the Pool Party looks very close to, actually it may be Coastal Cabana. It looks very close to this color, so it works great on all of our projects that we're going to be using here today. So here is our kit for our first project. We have Coastal Cabana cardstock, 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4 1/4. Now don't forget, each week on my website, stampandblondie.com, I have this project PDF tutorial. You can print it out. It tells you all of the items that I used, the item numbers, the prices, and the dimensions for the 3 projects that we're going to create here today. The items that are highlighted, those are the ones that are retiring. So they're while supplies last. And so I just wanted to highlight those and put that on there so you're aware of what items are while supplies last and could be sold out at any time. So we are going to use for this set, I'm going to be pairing it with the Ice Cream Swirl stamp set. For this project, we'll be using the Yum Yum stamp and the Hope Your Day is Sweet. So we've got our piece of designer series paper, and what we're going to do is fold that in half and score it using our bone folder. And I'm gonna take my grid paper because we're gonna be doing some stamp off method here, and it's gonna get kind of off the paper. So I wanna make sure it is all covered here. We are going to use Coastal Cabana for this and the Yum Yum stamp. Now because our piece of designer series paper right here covers up kind of half of our paper, we really only need to stamp the sentiment on the right side of the cardstock. So we're going to ink up, and we're just going to randomly stamp our words kind of all over our piece of paper here. Peggy said she watched the clips on TV, and they had she had some wonderful time watching it, and they showed several cities and when it came back to each city. So I actually watched it on YouTube because I was at work, and I was able to watch most of it on YouTube, and then as it kind of went across the country, they showed each city, like major city, doing that. And it was really cool to see, like Dallas, it was completely dark in Dallas. I was like, that's just crazy. I've never been in a path of totality before. So that definitely was really cool to see. So this is Bubble Bath Designer Series paper from that Hot Air Balloon Designer Series paper. And we're just going to glue this to the left side of the card. And then we can kind of move that off to the side. For our donuts, we're gonna kind of do some piercing together of different stamps here today. So the first thing I want to get out is my stamp cleaner, because we're going to clean some of these stamps after. I don't want to knock over my computer. There we go. So we have basic white cardstock. What we're going to do first is we're going to stamp the whole donut using pecan pie. And we're going to stamp it twice. So we're just going to ink that up and stamp and stamp. Okay, and now we're going to clean off this stamp. We can close up our pecan. I don't know what's on that. Let's try to get that off. Looks like there's a piece of paper stuck to it. There we go. All right, so we're gonna close up our pecan. We're gonna clean off our stamp. And we're gonna then stamp it once in Bubble Bath and once in Coastal Cabana. So we've got our coastal right here, so we can do that. And there we go. And then once more in our Bubble Bath. So this stamp set has a lot of pieces that you can kind of piece together. Some fussy cutting. Unfortunately, there aren't any dies to go along with this stamp set, but it's really easy to cut these out. You don't have to have a lot of fussy cutting skills to be able to cut them out. So we're going to cut the whole entire pecan pie circle out first. We're going to do this twice. As you can see, it's just a circle. Very easy to cut out here. It gets a little tricky when you're trying to cut out the middle of the donut part. Well, not the middle, just the round part here. Hi, bestie. She says, sorry I'm late. Still not used to the new to me time. That's okay. My time is going to change too. So we are cutting out our donuts here. Very easy. Right. And today I shared on my Facebook page an eclipse card using the stargazing bundle and some holographic papers. That's really fun. Okay, so for the middle of the donut part, so we can get this kind of like side part here, we're just going to cut around here, and then where these little squiggles are, we're going to cut into the icing as well. So we're going to just kind of follow this. Like I said, this part's a little bit more tricky, but if you hold the paper still in your scissored hand and then turn it with your opposite hand, it's a lot easier to fussy cut things out like this. Then you have more control of your paper as well. All right, so we have one, and then this one here, come in this way. So there we go. And we're just gonna cut around here. I know fussy cutting, some people love fussy cutting, some people hate fussy cutting. But when you really want that layered look, you gotta do the fussy cutting here. We won't know when to find you. You will have to get used to daylight savings time. Yes, daylight savings time. I haven't had to change my clocks in 7 years, and honestly, I think the whole country should just get rid of it because it's been very nice not to have to change my clocks. But I will tell you, when I do move, I am going to try to continue to do Makers Monday the same time, 5 p.m. Arizona time, just because I know all of you are used to that time. So, okay, we have our donut base and our icing. What we're going to do is we're going to take our multi-purpose liquid glue, because that helps definitely if you don't put it exactly where you want it the first time. So all you have to do now is kind of line up your icing, and then you have your fussy cut donut. Now, I just kind of quickly cut mine, but you could cut yours a little bit nicer, but there's an easy way to be able to put the donuts together. So on this one, we're gonna add our liquid glue, and then just follow the contour of the icing. You may have to rotate it a little bit to get it to fit right where you want it. And there's our 2 donuts. And that's how you have the background kind of pop out of those. Now this Coastal Cabana one is gonna go on with liquid glue, and that's gonna go a little higher. We're gonna put that up here. And then this one is gonna go on with Stampin' Dimensionals. Hello, Jean from Wisconsin. Where are you from in Wisconsin? I am originally from Iowa, so not that far away from you. Let's see, and then this is gonna go layered right on top of that other donut. I have a piece of basic white cardstock for our sentiment. It says, "Hope your day is sweet." There we go, and that's gonna be in that Coastal Cabana as well. That's gonna go in the middle of our basic white, and we're gonna flag the end with our scissors. So the best way to do this is just take your scissors, do a little snip in the middle of your cardstock, and then from corner to corner, and you'll have a perfect angle every time for your flag piece. This is gonna go on with liquid glue, and it's gonna line up with the edge of our designer series paper here. So right, and it'll kind of tuck under that donut. The last thing we do is we have to add a little bit of an embellishment. We're gonna add some bling here. This is the Glossy Dots assortment. So we're gonna add 1 small into the upper right, a medium, and 1 more small. And I'm using my take your pick tool because it really helps with these little tiny dots to get them placed where you want them. And that is our first project today, featuring the Carnival Treats stamp set. I hope you guys really like this one. Oh, I'm gonna hit recover broadcast. Let's see if that does anything. Hopefully that keeps me going. I may have stopped. Let's see. I hit recover broadcast, so hopefully if you just have to refresh, let's see what that does. There we go. Maybe. Okay. It looks like I'm okay on my end, so looks like we should be good. I had a little stop there. I don't know what was wrong with it, but we're good to go now. All right. So we are gonna move on to our next project. Let's get some of this out of the way because we're not gonna need that right now. So we've got our next card is our, like I said, hot dog on a stick card. There's bright colors, they're really fun, and really, every time I see a hot dog in the stick restaurant, I just laugh because it's just those bright colors, but then I also feel really bad for the workers because they have to wear these like funky hats. It's just really crazy and very 1970s, it reminds me. All right, oh, I keep cutting out. I don't know what's on. Keep refreshing. I don't know why I keep cutting out, but I keep hitting recover broadcast, so hopefully that helps there. I don't know what's going on. Why I can't get out of that. Let's see. Let me hit refresh. I don't know what's going on. Okay, looks like I may be good now this time. Okay, there we go. Okay, so we're gonna work on our blue cards. So we have a piece of blueberry bushel cardstock, 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4 1/4. We have, we're just gonna fold that in half, and we're gonna kind of put this off to the side here. Actually, we're gonna do some stamping on this. So I need to bring back in my grid paper, and we have our, put that over. There's a little spot on the paper. We've got blueberry bushel cardstock with blueberry bushel ink pad. So we're gonna do some tone-on-tone stamping. We're going to use the hot dog stamp. Now I will admit, hot dogs are probably one of my favorite foods. I love hot dogs so much so that when I was in college, I worked at a hot dog place, and I will tell you, it's not hot dog on a stick. It was so much fun. I loved working there, but it was a short-lived restaurant. It didn't stay open very long, but it was really fun to work there. So all I'm doing is I'm taking my blueberry bushel ink with my blueberry bushel cardstock, and we're just gonna stamp some hot dogs along the bottom and the top, and then turn our paper and stamp one on the end of each side here. Just kind of gives it a little something in the background. It's not so plain and boring in the back, so we have a little bit of pop there with that. We're gonna clean off our hot dog stamp because we're gonna be using this again. Let's see, a piece of white paper. I had a bunch right here. Here we go. Nope, that's not it. Did I use it all? No, I didn't use it all. I had a bunch of white paper because, oh, here it is. Fell off my table. So we are going to move all this off to the side. There we go. We're gonna do some more stamping with this. Now our hot dog piece here is kind of hard to see over the camera, but this is actually pierced together. So what we're gonna do is, just like that last, the donuts, we're going to stamp our hot dog in crushed curry. Now, the reason you want to definitely piece this image together is because yellow hot dogs don't look the best. And actually that stamp doesn't look the best either. So we're gonna redo that. I re-inked this and it is kind of splotchy still. So we'll see if this is any better here. There we go, much better. So I'm using crushed curry for the, what's going to become the bun of our hot dog. And we're gonna clean this off. And then we are going to stamp it in real red as well. So just one more, and we're gonna stamp a second time using real red. And we're done with the hot dog. So we're gonna take our scissors and we're gonna cut this out because I don't need this huge piece of paper to work with. Now this, I would say, is more for the advanced beginner kind of crafters. Those that have been stamping a while, or just overall not brand new beginner stampers. So we are going to cut into the hot dog and just cut out that part here. And you want to try to get as close, like you don't want to leave any white space on this part, because if you leave the white space, then you'll see it on the hot dog. So once you get up here, it's a little tricky because it's kind of bumped, but we'll still make it work. And this is really the only way to get that true kind of hot dog look, or you're gonna have a yellow hot dog. Like I mentioned, nobody wants a yellow hot dog. So we're just gonna cut that, get all that paper out of the way. So we're filling that in here. And like I said, I'm just quickly cutting this. If you make these projects, you can take your time to really fussy cut these out. So there we have just the hot dog part of our stamp. Now this whole thing, the last part, you can cut out the whole entire bun. You don't have to piece out this image because we're just gonna layer our hot dog on top of this image. So we're gonna go around. A lot of fussy cutting this week for Makers Monday. I wish there were dies to go with this. I love this stamp set. I really think dies would work, but Stampin' Up! Doesn't offer dies for everything. Okay, So we have our hot dog and our bun. We're gonna take our liquid glue, and you definitely wanna use liquid glue on this part because it's very thin and you wanna get it exactly where you want it, and you just layer it right over the yellow hot dog. And with the liquid glue, you have a few seconds to kind of move it around, and then you have your perfect hot dog. So much better than all yellow is that one there. So I have my card base now, so we're gonna adhere everything together. This is from the Brights Designer Series paper. I decided to use Daffodil Delight for this part of my cardstock. The crushed curry was just a little too dark of a yellow. So we're going to glue this on to the Real Red cardstock, and that's gonna go right there. On the back of this, we're gonna add dimensionals, and I've got the last remnants of some dimensionals here. Make sure to cut around. These pieces still work perfectly great, even after all the regular dimensional pieces are gone. Don't throw those sheets away with these still left on it. Okay, and then that's gonna go, because you can see we didn't need to stamp in the middle of our card because this is gonna cover it up. So no need to stamp where nobody's gonna see. Don't waste the ink and don't waste the time stamping there if nobody's gonna see that part. It'll be covered up. Now I have a piece of vellum cardstock that I've pre-punched with the 2 3/8 inch circle punch, which is carrying over to the next catalog. Now when you're working with vellum, if you've never worked with it before, you can see it's a semi-opaque cardstock. So you want to work, as you can see here, we're starting with our card base and we're building up for our card. With vellum, you want to build down. So we're going to add first our hot dog piece to our vellum, and that'll show us exactly where we can add glue on the back. If you were to add glue onto all of this, your glue would show through the vellum. So you only want to add glue where that hot dog kind of shows through, and then you can add that to your card base. The sentiment is also from that super cool stamp set. I had mentioned earlier I used the sweet for the cotton candy one. We're gonna use the hey there. I didn't have any kind of like punny sentiments to go along with a hot dog. We used to have a Dachshund stamp set that would have been perfect for this, but I wanted to only use items that you could still get. So we're gonna use Tuxedo Black ink for our sentiment, and that's gonna go on our Real Red cardstock piece. And that's gonna go on with dimensionals as well. So just these long strips of dimensionals work really well for these smaller pieces. And it's gonna go right here in the lower right-hand corner of the card. Now, of course, we always have to add that little bit of bling to it. So we're gonna add 2 of the medium-sized glossy dots in the yellow to the upper right of the card here. Oh, that's crooked. Should probably put it on straight. Still crooked. And now it's stuck to my finger. There we go. There. And there's our second card today, featuring the Carnival Treats stamp set. Very fun. This could be a birthday card. This could be just a, hey, I miss you card. Very fun, kind of a summertime themed project here. All right, our last, it's not really a card, but our last project here today is our popcorn holder. I should probably put it in the right way. There we go. So you can see it's just like a fun little belly band that goes over microwave popcorn. Now, the dimensions that I'm gonna give you for this work for my size of popcorn. Your size of popcorn bag may just vary a little bit, so make sure to measure everything out before you start your project. Now, this is a full-size popcorn bag. If you have those mini popcorns, obviously the size is going to change for that, but this is just a regular full-size popcorn bag. But again, I don't know if different brands have different sizes, so make sure to measure before you go ahead and work on your project. So today I have a piece of designer series paper here. Like I said, it wouldn't fit into an envelope. This is 5 7/8 by 9 1/2. And we are gonna score this with our scoring on our trimmer. We're just gonna use the trimmer. We're gonna score this at 2 1/2, and you're scoring on the long end of the cardstock. So 2 1/2. And then at 6 7/8. So I need to open this bad boy up. I'm gonna kind of do it upside down so you guys can see it. Normally I have my trimmer face the other direction for myself, but I want you guys to see this. So here is our 6 and our 7/8. Oh, gotta do it this way. 7/8 or 6 7/8. Yep, right there. So we have 2 folds. It's probably hard to see, but we've got 2 folds in our cardstock for that. Looks like I'm frozen again, so I'm just gonna refresh. I don't know what is up. Nobody else is home, so who knows why I'm still freezing. But I keep hitting recover broadcast, so we'll just keep going with it. So if you missed the measurements for this project, it is we're gonna score at 2 1/2. Let me just make sure, 2 1/2 and 6 7/8. So we've got that all scored. Like I said, kind of hard to see on white cardstock. But we're gonna take our bone folder. You definitely want a bone folder for this. And we're gonna crisp up our lines here for that. Now the cardstock is gonna overlap. You can see here, it overlaps just a little bit, but we want that because that's how we're gonna close up the cardstock around our white paper here. All right, let me just make sure I can see your comments over here. There we go. So if you haven't just refreshed, I'm still here. I don't know what's going on with my internet. Gotta love it. Okay, so we're gonna I'm just gonna use this bag of popcorn as my guide. We're just gonna add the fold is gonna be in the back of your popcorn. So we're gonna add the popcorn in here. Now, depending on what type of adhesive you prefer, you can use tear and tape adhesive or multi-purpose liquid glue. I'm gonna use liquid glue just because I have it here. And you just wanna add a thin layer of glue right to the edge and overlap hit recover broadcast again, overlap our popcorn bag here. So let me refresh, hopefully. I don't know why my internet keeps doing this, but there we go. I hit refresh, hopefully I'm still there. Okay, so now we have a piece of, this is the Delightfully Eclectic Designer Series paper. It is a huge pack of designer series paper, 48 sheets that you get with this. And we are not gonna score this paper, but we're gonna start in the back and we're just gonna gently fold our paper over so you can kind of run it along where that crease is. And then same thing on the other side. Fold it over gently and crease it. You don't want your popcorn belly band to be too tight or you can't get the popcorn out. So you just want to make sure that it is loosely on there. So we're going to add a little bit of glue to the back side of the designer series paper, and we're going to fold that onto here. This is going to hold it into place so it doesn't slip off from your other paper around there. So we've got that here. And then our second piece, we're going to add glue there as well, just a strip along the edge. You don't need a lot of glue for this. And then line it up on the back side. So this is going to be the back of your project. Nobody's really going to see this unless they flip it over and look, but the front will kind of take their eyes off of the back if it doesn't line up perfectly. So here's the back side. Front side is nice and smooth, so you have that to work with on the front. I have already pre-die cut a piece of real red cardstock using the Radiating Stitches dies. And then we also need a piece of basic white cardstock for our sentiment. I'm also gonna use just that scrap piece of basic white, and we're gonna do some more stitching of images together. Because if you stamp the popcorn in all real red, you're gonna have red popcorn, and that kind of looks weird. Now I have found that if you stamp the yellow first and then you just cut out the red box, it looks a lot better than if you piece the popcorn onto the box. So you want to piece the box onto the popcorn. So we're going to do 2 real reds of the popcorn box. Get that all inked up. I think I have like a hair or something in there, but it'll still work. There we go. And then stamp it again. So you want 2 of each color. So we're going to clean off our red, and then we're going to come back in with crushed curry again and stamp that too. So we've got our yellow, and this will be the popcorn. You gotta have crushed curry is the best for popcorn. It is Daffodil Delight. Nobody wants light buttered popcorn. We all want the really good golden buttered popcorn. So definitely that. Peggy, all the cards made me too hungry. I had to eat, I will admit, I had to eat some pretzels before this because definitely I was getting a little hungry here. So what we're going to do is we're going to cut out, like I said, these little red boxes. We can ignore the red popcorn. Kind of reminds me of like cinnamon popcorn. If that's the aesthetic you're going for, go ahead. Maybe at Christmas time you can have some cinnamon popcorn. But we're just going to cut these little popcorns out, the boxes. Very easy to fussy cut these ones. That's why I said don't cut the popcorn out as much, because that is a little harder to kind of get underneath here to line it all up. I tried both ways when I was making this project, and this way is much easier. So we're going to cut into all of these little grooves. Again, simple to cut around. And here. There we go. And then the bottom. Now this part, we're going to cut out the whole popcorn bucket. Again, the bottom, it's very easy to cut out, but when you get to the top, oh my gosh, it keeps kicking me out again. So I'm going to refresh. I really don't know what is going on with my internet. Like I said, nobody else is home, so I'm not sure why it keeps kicking me off. But luckily, I can still keep going. So when you get to the popcorn part, very simple, just cut around the thing. Even though it's kind of grooved like popcorn is, you really don't need to get into all those creases and crevices of the popcorn, or you're going to be fussy cutting for days. So then here, so I'm just kind of doing rounded edges around the popcorn, not really getting all the way in there. That would take forever, and I know you guys don't want to be online forever. So there we go. Okay, we're going to clean up all that, and that can go off to the side. So we've got our 2 popcorns and our buckets. We're going to take our liquid glue over the popcorn, and we're just going to piece that together. And if your cutting doesn't line up perfectly, you can always go back and trim the edges off to make them flush with each other, but this works really well to fit everything together, and then you have these fun little popcorn buckets. Now I'm going to add one of these on with liquid glue onto my piece here. I want to add this on first before I add it onto the wrapper. This last one is gonna go on with dimensionals to just make it stand up a little bit. Let's cut some of these here. Peel that off. And that's gonna get offset from that first one. Now we're gonna add this to the wrapper, and that is so that the top of our popcorn doesn't stick to the wrapper here. And we kind of want to put it in the middle, offset to the side. There you go. See? Now our sentiment, this is from the Warm Welcome stamp set. It says, let's spend time together. This is a really fun one too, because you can always kind of mix and match with some other sentiments in here, like hello or open house or just yay. But we're gonna do the one that says, let's spend some time together. And we are going to stamp that in tuxedo black ink right onto our basic white cardstock. We're gonna cut the one end of this, the right side, at an angle. And this is gonna go on with liquid glue. We only wanna add liquid glue to the left side of that because it is popped up on the other side. Okay, there we go. And, oh, she said, love the kitty cat. What kitty cat? I have a kitty cat? Where? I don't have a kitty cat. What do you mean, Kathy? So we are gonna take 2 pieces of white baker's twine, and we're just gonna cut these here, and make sure they're even so that we can do that. If you're talking about the little pitter patter in the back, those are my dogs. That's my dog Leia. She's the one that is almost 16, and they think she has doggy dementia. So on that stamp set, oh, the Warm Welcome stamp set, yes, there is a cat on that one right there. That one's so cute. This is one of our online exclusives stamp sets, so that is not in any of the catalogs. If you aren't familiar with where that is, it is hosted exclusively online, so yeah, you won't find it in any of our catalogs. Okay, we're gonna trim those together, and we're gonna add this on with a glue dot. Glue dots are the best for adding this twine because you don't have to wait for anything to dry. And that goes there. And then the last bit, because we have that yellow popcorn, the red against the black and the white, we're gonna add some yellow glossy dots to this to kind of pop against the black and the white of the background. So 2 of the small there, and then 1 right down here. And there is our fun little popcorn treat bag from the Carnival Treats stamp set. Like I said, this is really fun to be able to pair with like a movie theater gifts card. You could gift this to maybe a new neighbor, a friend, pair it with that gift card, and just be able to really kind of fun way to incorporate our supplies that are more than just a card and scrapbook pages. So I hope you guys enjoyed this week of Makers Monday. I look forward to crafting again with you next week. As a reminder, today is the final day to register for April's Club Craft and Create. Details are in the description of this video. If you are interested in learning more about In Color Club, make sure to stop by my website, stampinblondie.com. If you scroll right halfway down, it says Stampin' Updates, and there is a little picture that you can click on In Color Club and learn all about that. The deadline to register for that is the end of this month, so you still have some time for that. I look forward to seeing you next week, and until then, have a wonderful week. Bye!